Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Collector Cast, episode 4. We are right on the dot of Wrestlemania. I think by the time I get this out, I think we'll be maybe one night into Wrestlemania. Depends how fast I can edit it. But as always, I'm here with Sean. Hello, mate.
Hi.
Hello, and I'm with Nick as well. Hello, mate.
Evening.
Are we good?
Excited.
Excited. We're excited for Wrestlemania?
No.
No, excited for this.
Okay.
Excited for this and the new stuff we're going to talk about.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, let's just jump straight into it. This is figure news. Okay, here we are. Figure news. Up until about 20 minutes before we did this show, there wasn't much to talk about, but Ringside, and I think it's WrestleMania Access, with it being WrestleMania weekend coming, they've just dropped an absolute ton of new figures on us. So we're going to try our best to muddle through them and talk about what we've seen. We've just seen the pictures that been put out on Instagram. I'll try and put some of them up as we talk about them as well, so you guys can see them if you haven't already. So we've gone from nothing to talk about to loads to talk about. So yeah, thinking on our feet. Loads of elites, ultimate editions, retros, the superstars range has got stuff. Let's just start at the top. So the first one that I saw was there was Cameron Grimes from NXT. I know, Sean, you probably not even familiar with the guy.
Who?
He's got the $1 million belt.
He's actually a really good likeness for him as well. I'm looking at the pictures on my phone, but he's really good.
Looks really cool. It's a good figure.
Really good figure.
I thought you'd done a customer yourself, Nick. That's what I thought that was.
Yeah, I'll get a top hat and a waistcoat. It'll be spot on.
He's got the bank balance. If you look at his figures behind him, he must have it.
Yeah.
It's got Sean's bank balance, but it's got my body type and head, man.
Yeah, the other one that stood out for, I don't know what's, again, this is brand new information to us, so I don't know what sets and who's in what series and all that kind of thing. But the next one I saw was a Rey Mysterio with Dominic, like a child version of Dominic. It's from
SummerSlam.
Yeah, 2005, I want to say.
Yeah.
Match with Eddie Guerrero.
The head scan on Dominic's hilarious. It's really funny.
Yeah, is that the
Like a startled child.
Is that the finished figure that we've seen?
Yes. That's the first time we've ever seen it like that. We've seen the sort of renders of it, I think, haven't we? But it wasn't painted.
It almost still looks unpainted, though.
It does a little bit.
Looks a bit. Maybe it's a hand-painted prototype. They might be prototypes still.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's going to be in the main elite line. It seems odd that it would come with an accessory, and that accessory would be Dominic, unless Dominic's going to be a completely separate figure altogether.
It comes with his own child.
It's a builder figure.
What? That Dominic is a builder figure?
I'm sure that's what they announced. The first time, I might be wrong. I'm sure people will correct us, but I'm pretty sure they were down as Dominic as a builder figure.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it could be.
It's great for Dink. Great drink and more Dink opportunities, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, we could get a Dink. Finally get a Dink. Who else was in there? Was there a Luna?
Sherry was in there.
Sherry's in there. Yeah, Sherry was.
Really nice.
That looks really good in the white attire.
So SummerSlam '92, right, Sean?
Yeah, which came out with Michaels, and they were fighting over, weren't they, Rick Martel and Shawn Michaels. I love that. I think that's a good figure. I think that's solid.
Yeah. Again, they're crossing over all the eras, aren't they? They're getting a bit of Ruthless Aggression, some Legend stuff. Like, again, I don't know what set these are. I wonder if the Ray and the Sherry's going to be in the same set. I saw a Shawn Michaels as well. Is that Shawn Michaels from that match then?
No, that's I think looking at it must be a SummerSlam set if you think about it, because you've got Mysterio there with Dominic, who was SummerSlam. I think you've got Sherry, which was SummerSlam. Michaels is SummerSlam. I think that's one way for Hogan.
The Orton in the orange is SummerSlam as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. That's going to be the SummerSlam set. And they did say, I don't know if it's official, but SummerSlam is going to be like a standalone series, because before it's been. I don't know why they did that, but it's been in the main line, hasn't it? Elite 77 was the SummerSlam series. Elite 87 was the SummerSlam series. Even though Survivor Series and Mania and Royal Rumble all get their own sets. So yeah, they must be doing that with SummerSlam as confirmed. So it makes sense for it to be a builder figure then. Yeah. Apologies, guys. We, like I say, we are thinking on our feet here, so it's just literally talking about it as we get the information. No preparation at all. So yeah, then I saw the new Brock with jeans, new head on it, new hair. I wasn't massively impressed by it, I have to say.
I think it's probably missing soft goods. I would think it'll probably come with a checky shirt. Maybe looking at it's a good likeness. Not for my ear, obviously, but I can see what they've gone for. I like it.
Yeah, and then there's a Becky Lynch prototype in there as well. God knows what that would be. For me, that was almost pointless including that because
they just like to show what they're working on, though, don't they?
So there's a Becky coming then. Cool, I guess. She's got a new persona and stuff at the moment, so it's obviously just going to be going down those lines, I would have thought. Who else was there? Molly? Was this a Legends? Is this in the Legends line? Again, I have no idea.
Maybe two versions of Molly, isn't there? So there's the Mighty Molly, and then there's the Molly Holly from the Molly cousins. So I guess that might be a chase.
Sounds like
maybe.
It.
But because they've got different heads, but we obviously learned from the Luger last time that they can do the chase with alternative heads now from the looks of things. So I would assume she's Legends, with just two different heads, but questionable heads. If you have a really good look at them, they don't look great. But yeah, it's still good to have a Molly Holly.
I bet Mac Decals is absolutely raging now because he just spent weeks making customs of both of them, and they literally just announced them.
Well, that's just how. That's. I guess that's
somewhere in there.
Customizing, isn't it?
Like that one right there.
Those ones there that you purchased. Yeah. Sucks to be you.
Yeah, I mean it's part and parcel of it, I guess.
It's part of it. Yeah, I mean there's an NWO Booker T in there that I saw that's coming out, and I guess that's going to be in Legend as well. And I've got a custom for that. So it's frustrating sometimes when they do it because you're like, I've already done that, but sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't.
Yeah,
so it's a roulette. Yeah, Sean's got his there.
Yes. There was others in the Legends line. There was an
RVD there.
I'm guessing they're Ruthless Aggression. So we've seen the carded Ruthless Aggression figure with the Michaels and that, and then looking at it, it looks like you've got
a White Mysterio
or the White Mysterio and the RVD. I would assume that's your Ruthless Aggression Series 2.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. There's the Acolytes. They're going to be in the Legends series. I've seen you guys have customs of them.
Very
what
cool.
do you think about the releases that were shown?
The sort of what I expected for Mattel, to be honest. They still can't get Farouk's skin tone right, can they? So he always looks a little bit odd. But they look okay. Yeah, they look all right to me. It ticks the box. Everyone's been screaming out for the Acolytes for years, so it's good to get them.
I think again, it's they're crossing over all of the eras, and it's
I please everyone, aren't they now?
Yeah, so it's as much as we can ask for them, really. Are they perfect in how they look? I mean, obviously, some of these might even just be prototypes.
We were just saying earlier that I think that they know what they're doing because they've obviously done two different type variations. If you look, so Farouk's got the Taker logos in the Acolytes logo, whereas Bradshaw's only got the Acolytes logo. So me and Sean were saying earlier we're probably going to both want a set of each, so you'd have to buy two. And then swap the legs over and do some mods and stuff if you want to make them accurate. But yeah, they know what they're doing. They've done variations, so it's like it may be accurate. I think they both wore alternative versions around that time anyway.
Yeah.
But being the completionist that I am, I'm going to want to have a set in each set of types, as the same as Sean would. So yeah, it's money making, but it's good. I think they're good. I'm not sure. Some of the part choices are a bit skeptical, but again, they could just be prototypes. So we can't really judge them on what they're showing, but at least they're there. You know, they're gonna come. So it's awesome to see them.
Yeah, nice. I think there was another Rey Mysterio as well, possibly going to be in the Legends line. I don't know. There was the
with a jacket.
Yeah, the jacket.
I think that's a WCW Mysterio, or it's an ECW Mysterio.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Do you think that would be in the Legends line, or do we think that might be? I don't really know. The thing is, probably by the time we put this out, some of this will have already been cleared up.
Well, they're standing in a Legends booth, aren't they? If you look at the background, so maybe they're all Legends series based figures.
Yeah, it makes sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So if you look at it, it looks like you've got the Acolytes, ECW Mysterio, and then the two Mollys would look like they'd be the next Legends that we haven't seen.
Sounds about right, doesn't it?
Like you say, I think the scope that they're covering here is literally ticking every box. So I love these. I think they look great.
We already passed over the RVD and who was the other one that we thought might be in the Ruthless Aggression with Booker T and RVD, and who was the other one? But yeah, we already the other Rey Mysterio. Yeah, we already talked about those. I thought the RVD looks pretty cool. I like that attire. When I was searching for it, I couldn't actually find what attire that is. There's a very, very similar one with the Jax release.
I think that's probably what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
I think maybe what it's supposed to be. They just haven't quite got the green. It's more of a yellowy green.
Yeah, normally. And the yin and yang sign on that one is up here, and I think on the Mattel release it's down there, or the other way around.
Maybe not.
Could be a different attire. You did have a lot of different vests, didn't you?
Yeah, it was pretty much the same, but the yin and yang sign symbol was up here and one was down there. I don't know. I'm sure.
Yeah, I would suggest they're probably going for something different then, because they're normally quite accurate with the attires, aren't they? So it's maybe something different.
So there's those. We saw the Eddie Guerrero that's going to be in Elite Series 94 or 95. Can't remember. Very soon he's going to be the Chase. Obviously you got the green tights in there, and I can't remember which ones the other ones were. We'll get the pictures up there. I'm not massively convinced by it.
Head scan's a bit skeptical, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's an Eddie Guerrero chase. It's going to sell well, isn't it? People are going to want that, definitely. What else did we see? I've got down here the Roman Ultimate Edition, Roman Reigns Ultimate Edition. Again,
yeah.
I'm left wanting with that, to be honest. Again, these are just, the reveals. Hopefully there'll be more added to it, but I'm not massively thrilled with it, if I'm honest.
Screaming head scans never work for me. I don't know what it is. Just the expression that they put on just don't work right. I mean, the Triple H one that you've seen shown on here before, Johnny, that the scowling screaming thing doesn't work. There's a Michaels Ultimate which obviously is going to be re-released. The screaming head on that doesn't look right, I don't think. I just don't quite think they get the screaming heads right. That might just be a personal opinion, but
no, there's a couple of gold, but there's one with the WCW 2 pack, and there's the Elite 70. I want to say 73. Can't remember now. Again, I think you're right. I think when
the value element of it is as well, isn't it? It's kind of, it looks so much like the person that it looks off, if that makes sense.
It's an odd one. Let's hope that the final product of that one improves. And then you've got, of course, the NWO Macho Man, which I think looks absolutely awesome. We've seen it before on the ringside exclusive. A lot of people who've got that
plummeted in value.
Yeah, a lot of people who've got that are going to be maybe a bit disappointed that the value might go down slightly on that. But I think this looks really, really good. It's got everything you want from an Ultimate Edition, doesn't it? All different heads are all different enough from each other.
Shirts,
soft goods shirts. It's got it looks great. It looks fantastic. Remains to be seen. Go on.
Sorry, Johnny. I was going to say, it is awesome. I wish they'd just go for a bigger scope again on the Ultimates. We seem to be getting the same 5 or 6 guys just repeated. And I know that it is an awesome figure. So I ain't going to dumb it down, but I just wish they'd go for somebody different. Like we've had this.
You could have been an AJ or a Rollins by now in an Ultimate run, 100%.
Yeah,
they'd be great to do.
It's an odd one. I think the target market for the more expensive figures, i.e., exclusives and Ultimate Editions, is going to be collectors rather than kids.
Yeah,
it's going to be whereas the Elite line is kind of both. They aim at both, don't they? Try to cross. In the next set we've got Ricky Steamboat and we've got Cesaro and Seth, for example. Whereas with the Ultimates, it's always going to be saying that they're doing a Roman Reigns. So who the hell knows what they're doing? It's an odd one. It is an odd one. Another Macho Man. We've got the Macho. We've already got one Macho. We've got the one coming with the ring, and now we've got this one. And there's scope for more Macho Man Ultimates. Let's not pretend they'll not do any more, because they will. Yeah. But I still think it looks good.
Yeah, it does.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll be trying to get that one. what else did we see? So retro
stage. Oh, well, go on. Yeah, we'll do retros. I was going to say the raw stage.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We're all sweating about that.
There's a bone of contention that Nick brought up in our chat, and I'm going to leave it till last. But retros, Brett, Anvil, Volkov. There's a Jimmy Hart and a Tugboat. I don't know if they're going to be a Mattel Creations thing again, or they're going to release them as singles, or what they're going to do. But we're getting more retros, so that's cool for retro collectors.
Somebody pointed out that the Tugboat looks like Keith Lemon, and I can't unsee it now. If you go back and look at it, there's someone posted a picture of the face, and if you look at it, we'll put a picture up on the video, but it looks like Keith Lemon. So that's kind of ruined that for me. But yeah, it's cool to have them. Old School Heart Foundation. Jimmy Hart's always a nice one to have. Volkov, take it or leave it, but he'll be part of the set. I wouldn't be surprised, like we said, if it's going to be a Mattel Creations, 4 in 1 box, or 5 in a box, and you have to buy the lot, or you can, get them individually. But they've suckered me in. I've got my set coming, so I'll probably order these as well, just to keep the whole retro range going. I think they're cool.
Yeah,
they're not throwback, aren't they?
I think there's a lot of fear of missing out with these things now because of the nature of retros, because they stopped them, and now they've made the first ones back as like Mattel Creations things. It's kind of like I'm not even that bothered about retros, but I still got the Mattel Creations ones. I don't even know why, and I'll probably still get these ones
just in case.
They've caught me. They've caught me. I don't know how they've done it, and I'm still kind of dazed by it. But I want them, but I'm not even that bothered. If that makes any sense.
Makes me want to go back and get all the Hasbros, because I remember growing up, like the emissions from the series, like Tugboat. I know we had a Typhoon, but there was never a Tugboat, and I was like, oh, I really would want a Tugboat in there. And now they've sort of filled that gap. It's sort of exactly like you say. How have they done that? How did they read my mind almost? But like, it makes me want to go back and start collecting Hasbros and fill in those gaps with these sort of things. Jimmy Hart, we never got a Jimmy Hart Hasbro either, did we? So.
It's like we said before about Chella Toys and all the other guys doing all the filling the gaps of the Hasbros. Like, they've got Barbarian, and you've got all of those guys come in, and El Hebner, and all the other bits that are coming, and the other new people they're doing. So they know there's a market for it, and people are going to buy it.
They've dropped some more stuff as well, haven't they? I think there's an Andre the Giant coming from Chella, and they're going to be doing 3 different Bulldogs. One's a Heart Foundation one. I think they all look great. I do wonder how is there room for
all of this stuff?
There's essentially three manufacturers, one of them being Mattel as a massive manufacturer. Is there room for 3 different manufacturers making almost the same thing? Collectors don't care. They're like, hell yeah, let's have as much as we can get. But I wonder from a business point of view how it's going to play out. But all power to them. They're doing a great job, and
raw stage. Go on, Sean.
Yeah. So the other thing that was on there, let me just touch on the Superstars as well, because I'm actually really excited about
Superstars. Yeah, they're making me sweat. I'm like,
I think I mentioned this a couple of episodes ago when they revealed the other one, the Shawn Michaels and stuff, and then they've just kind of teased some. And there's a Mankind in there. There's an Undertaker in there. There's a $1 million man.
Mankind's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna need those. I am gonna need them. Very annoying, but very, very cool.
And the fact that the Shawn comes with a blue IC as well, which you can't get anywhere else. They never put it on any other figures.
Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. The thing is, because we've just talked about the retros, and the retros are kind of like, obviously they are a nod to Hasbro's. They are Hasbro figures essentially repackaged, and they couldn't call them Hasbro's, so because it's a different company, they've had to call them retros. But the Superstars, I know they're more of a Renko style figure, but they feel like a natural progression from Hasbro's. So in a timeline of figure development, you would have thought that it would be Hasbro's, and then rather than there being a big gap and then Jack's coming in, those Superstar figures, you'd think that they would be the next step up from Hasbro's. It's like more articulation.
It kind of remind me of like a mix of, like, if you had a hybrid of a Hasbro and a Bone Cruncher together. That's kind of what they look like.
Yeah, because that's it. With the Superstars line that we got after Hasbro were the Bone Cruncher ones. And I think these are better. I know we're 20 odd years down the line, but the Superstars original line were just the ones that you sort of could bend the limbs and it sounded like they were crunching. They weren't fantastic, were they? But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I wish these were 25 years ago because they're awesome.
That Mankind's drawing me in.
Yeah, it looks really cool. The mask and I haven't seen it in detail. I've just seen one picture from a distance with all of them. Again, when this comes out, I'm sure there'll be even more pictures available. So, people will be like, you guys are just harping on about it, but we've got more information than you've got, so it's almost pointless. But they do look awesome. I'm definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy these. I'm gonna buy them, and I might even keep these boxed, which is against my usual sort of rules. But
the Superstar.
Yeah, I think
so.
Oh,
he's in.
He's going for it.
What you know? Yeah, I know. Reel me in. I wasn't bothered about the first set. I sort of reserved judgment a little bit. I thought they looked a bit big and a bit clunky, and there wasn't anybody in there that really drew me in. Then I see again the diversity of this line with the Papa Shango and the Mankind and everything in there. I think you're going to cover all bases, and I'm going to want to have all of them. And my fear is, like you say, I don't want to miss out because I'll have to go back and try and buy them when they're worth a fortune. So. Yeah, I think looking at the Mini Dollar Man in the green suit as well, that looks awesome. Right. So.
They're nailing it. They're nailing it with those. Obviously, this is the replacement for the Masters of the WWE Universe as well, which a lot of people liked. A lot of people weren't bothered. Things like that, and it was the same when they did a crossover with the Ghostbusters Elites. I thought they were really cool. It's a really cool idea. They've done it with Turtles, and then they've obviously brought that line out with Masters of the Universe. That's gonna you're taking a niche of wrestling figure fans and then splitting it again. You need to be a wrestling figure fan and a Masters of the Universe fan, which is obviously still huge, but this time they're replacing them and they're still just wrestling figures, and I think that's going to get a lot more people on board. So there you go. Right, the Raw stage now. Nick, get your caveat out in the open, please.
Sorry, mate. Remind me. I'll let you have the glory. Go on.
All right.
I'm so excited. I've already forgot.
Okay, sorry. So as soon as they showed it, I just went wild. I was like, if this is the next Mattel Creations thing, I will pay any amount to have that. I'll have it here in my office. The Batman stuff can move over. I'll have a massive wrestling display there. With that would be epic. I'd have it properly lit up. I'd have flamethrowers for entrances and everything, pyrotechnics,
fireworks, sparklers, a lot.
That ticks a lot of boxes for me. When I was a kid, I would have killed for something like that. It's got the backstage, it's got the locker room, it's got all my days. I was super excited about it, and then Nick said, "I'm sure I've seen that before. I think they just use it to display stuff." I'm really hoping that it is going to be released.
The stage is new. But the other bits, I'm sure I've seen the backstage bits and the locker room. They've used other displays when they've done Comic-Cons or stage reveals. They do it to stage the figures, to make the figures obviously look a bit more special than they are.
Oh, yeah, and absolutely.
But the Raw stage, I wouldn't be surprised if they're testing the waters to do another crowd-funded element for Mattel Creations, because why would they go to all that effort just to have a few Ultimates on there and a few of the legends?
Yeah, because all of the figures on that whole display in the backstage and the locker room and the front stage they're already being released. They're not even displaying any new figures on there. So it's almost like the main event here is the stage. I really hope they release that. I really hope they release it. A lot of people will struggle. I'd imagine it'll be massively expensive.
What would you think a price point of that would be realistically?
Jen, how much was the ring in pounds? I mean, I've ordered a few of them, but
about 200 quid or 250 quid.
Yeah, I think it'll be more than that.
Yeah, I think it was 250. I think I've bought 4 or 5.
Okay.
I can't remember how many it was.
I've bought 4 or 5 for £1,000.
Hey, I can't remember.
I remember.
Just took it straight out of the hedge fund.
I wanted, because I was on all of the groups trying to get people to buy it, and I thought I can't make people under the pocket if I'm only buying one. Yeah. So I thought I'll buy them, and you never know. I've got kids to feed. This is their inheritance.
Well, Sean just sold 2 customs, and he can buy 5 rings. It's all right. It's no big.
I'm sure they'll appreciate it when they want a car, and you're like, listen, I know you want a car, but We just need to wait for these rings to go up in value.
I think.
You've got us rings. Not those kind of rings.
I think it was 250 to 300 off the top of my head.
Yeah. I think if this is a real thing,
400.
you'd imagine they'd kind of try and go for the roughly the same price. But I think that looks more expensive.
But I think if you think about it, in the first one, they've had to do all of the ring, the skirts. What was it? 3 ultimates. Have we got the announcer set in there as well? So there's quite a lot of value.
I think that's really good value.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And that there just looks like a load of, I know the rest is a lot of plastic, but this just looks like a load of big bits of plastic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I would expect it to be maybe $50 more, maybe.
Well,
like 300 quid.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Let's just totally fantasy book this thing then, because it might not even be a thing. Again, this will come out and it'll have already been announced and will be irrelevant, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Imagine, so they're releasing it and it's going to be the Mattel funding thing, whatever it's called. And again, they do it with Ultimate Editions. Who are they going to be? We've already got, some of the Attitude Era guys. Who are they going to do?
Foley. They'd have to do Foley because they've done Rock and Austin, so Foley would be one.
Yeah.
Foley. What, like Mankind? Would you say?
Yeah, any one of them. You could do any one of them, or maybe they would do all three. They could.
Are you talking about like the song? What did he say there? I missed that. Sorry. Who?
They could do all 3 phases of Foley.
Oh, 3 phases of Foley. That would be good.
What? So like it comes with Mankind, and then you unlock Dude Love and unlock.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
They could do the Stooges. They could have Briscoe and Patterson again because they've done them before, so they've still got the license. I've just looked; it was $250 actually. The new Gen Arena. So
really good value when you think about it.
Yeah, that's fantastic value.
3 Ultimate Editions.
Yeah. So I think I could expect this being a little bit more with it looking a little bit bigger scale. But I'd take my money. I'll buy it now. I'll buy 5 now.
What ultimates would you have with it, Sean?
A 10.
Oh, you have to have Rock and Austin, don't you?
Austin, yeah, realistically,
you'll have to. Maybe some McMahon. I think if you
Linda,
you've got to have Linda McMahon. If you were to name, if you had to put 2 or 3 ultimates, characters against the Attitude Era, you'd always name Rock and Austin there, wouldn't you?
Of course.
So I think I'd be surprised.
They could do the Rock in the tracksuit.
But what's cool though about the other Mattel creations, and we are labouring this, but I am mega excited if this happens. What's cool about the other one is it's kind of okay. We might have got a Diesel Ultimate. We did definitely got a Macho Ultimate. Maybe not that one, but Doink felt a bit like for them to do an Ultimate Doink is kind of like, yeah, we're doing this just for you guys, like you collectors. And maybe they would do that with Attitude stuff. So yeah, Rock and Austin, the obvious choices. But let's face it, if they released another Rock and Austin Ultimate, they'd sell anyway. If it's going to be something like specifically for that niche that have backed it, what would be like a kind of
obscure,
like kind of a Doink of the Attitude Era. I know Doink wasn't obscure and it's an awesome figure and everyone wants it. But I just mean like, who would it be that wouldn't necessarily get an Ultimate Edition anyway?
I would have said Chainsaw Charlie would be really mad, but he's coming in the other line. But like somebody like that kind of level, like an Al Snow, maybe someone like that.
Val Venus.
Yeah, Val Venus would be a great one.
Val Venus,
Contention. I think we'd have to assume it's somebody that we know is on contract. I mean, if we were totally fantasy booking, obviously we'd throw names there like Gangrel and all that, wouldn't we? But I think if we were being really realistic, it's probably someone that's had an elite and that is now going to get an ultimate, like Doink. I've got all the Attitude Era behind me, and I'm trying to look at my screen and see who's back there that I can. Golga, let's go with
Teal Hopper.
I think realistically, I think they could do an Edge. Like the Series 13 Elite. Series 13 Elite Edge. Just as a quick summary, I think again they've knocked it out of the park. They're doing so well at the moment. Some awesome figures
happy,
there.
Aren't they?
There's a hell of a lot for us, new gen and Attitude Era fans to shout about. It's brilliant. We couldn't ask for more really.
It's the first time for me in a while that I've actually been excited again about what's forthcoming, which is quite nice. It's quite a rare feeling now.
Yeah, it's
just cool to see some of this stuff coming in.
Yeah, really cool. So to sum it up, we can't complain, but we definitely will. Okay, right, let's do collection catch up. See you there. Here we are. Time to catch up on our collections. This is collection catch up. We named that really creatively, as you can tell. We're going to be catching up on what we've picked up in the last week or two since we last did an episode. It's been a bit of a weird month for me. I don't know about anyone else. It's felt a bit quiet, but at the same time, I've still managed to spend a lot of money. But yeah, should I go first, or does any of you guys want to volunteer to go first? What are you thinking?
No, I like it when you go first because we always have a laugh at your expense. So let's get that out of the way.
All right. Well, okay. So I don't think there's anything absolutely hilarious this time, to be honest. It's a bit of a boring one. I'll start with, I picked up this rock, another rock. It's the one with where he had his operation on his boob, so he wore a t-shirt for ages. Yeah, it's the 50 something B set.
58?
Something like that. What was the deal with that set? Why was there an A and a B set in that series? Really strange.
No idea. There's a couple of them, wasn't there? I did a few A B series.
Yeah, it's just weird. But yeah, there it is. So I picked that up pretty cheap. It's not great. It's not a great figure, is it really?
You could swap the head if you really wanted to. The rest of it's all right, standard rock. But yeah, the head, it's a weird little thing. Look at them eyebrows.
Yeah, I'll probably swap the head.
Like a 17-year-old teen. It's like a 17-year-old girl, isn't it? Look at that.
What do you reckon is the right head to put on there?
You've got the ultimate rock loose, right?
I do actually.
You could use one of those heads. He's got a few extra heads.
Yeah, I think I've got.
He has it for the moment, Nick.
He has his for now, you've still got that.
Don't be taking any heads out of that box yet, because that's coming my way. That.
Well, no, I've got a loose one with loose heads as well.
No, I'm taking that.
Yeah, but I can take two. I'm going to take both of them.
What have you? Why is this? This has gone blurry. Sorry, guys. It's because I've been messing around, showing my rock to the screen.
It's getting his rock out.
Yeah. Try and get this to focus again. No, that'll do. So have you two been conspiring to try and take my Ultimate Edition rock off me, have you? That sounded like they've been... Oh, yeah, look at them shaking it. You're like two naughty dogs. Look at this state he is. You couldn't lie straight in bed, you two. Right.
We just got the same desires.
Well, I've got two, so one could have it loose, one could have it boxed if you think you're going to win, but you're not, so I wouldn't worry about it. So yeah,
head over.
So I picked up this rock. The second thing was I sold, because you guys absolutely ridiculed me. This is what bullying does, guys, right? This is what wrestling figure bullying does. You forced me to sell a figure that I loved. I picked up the Defining Moments Triple H.
With no t-shirt.
And you absolutely ridiculed me. Said, that doesn't belong in my collection. My collection. It belongs to me. You guys said you ridiculed me, so I've sold it. So I hope you're happy with yourselves. And with the money, I purchased a Defining Moments Triple H.
Why has he got the belt? The belt's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's wrong.
What?
That's the right head.
Yeah,
it's got the right head. What's
it? Head swap. It looks better.
It does look better, but...
And he's got the shirt.
Is it a legit shirt?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it's the legit shirt. Legit jacket.
Yeah. Why has he got the belt? He didn't come with a belt.
Yeah, I know he didn't come with a belt. I've given him it, but because it looks cool with a bit of bling. But I don't even know if he held that belt in this era, did he?
I think that was. Yeah, I think he won it.
He beat Jericho, didn't he? So you need a big ego as well to make it.
Yeah, he needs to have both. Okay, fair enough.
That's a good improvement, though. It's
way better.
It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade, people. Upgrade. Right. So yeah, there's that. And finally, now I don't collect AEW, but I picked this up just because. Well, first of all, let me say these are now in stock on the Superpower Toys / Wrestle HQ website. So if you want one, go and get one. It's Mr. Brody Lee, great figure, RIP by the way. But I picked it up because it comes with the Upper Deck cards, and I'm a bit of a sucker for cards, and I just wanted to see what they were. So I'm actually going to open it now, if you guys don't mind. And I'm going to just crack the cards open.
Sacrilege.
Yeah, I'm just going to crack the cards open and see what we've got. Now, also,
look at the way you point to that. No respect or regard for the packaging at all.
You can't save those boxes though. Those boxes are a nightmare to open, aren't they?
Why don't we give this Lucy away to someone who's watching?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So if you're watching, comment.
I want Lucy.
I
love Lucy.
I love Lucy.
I love Lucy. Comment I love Lucy on YouTube, and someone will get this. But we're not gonna talk about it on the. I won't share it. I won't even put it in the group. You have to, it's only if you've listened to me right now. Comment I love Lucy on YouTube, and I'll pick someone to win this. So probably the one person that will comment will get this for now. So
let me just.
I'm just going to subscribe now on there.
Right, I'm going to crack these cards open. So again, Jazzwares, they do kill Mattel with the packaging and the little kind of creative ideas. Super cool. Comes with the Upper Deck AEW cards.
There was a bit of an uproar about it, wasn't there? Because people were saying, like, what if you want to just get the cards and there might be cards in the figure that aren't in the line and stuff? So people were getting a bit upset.
Exactly. Well, that's it, isn't it? That's exactly what they're doing. I don't know if these 3 cards are the same 3 cards in every single Brody Lee figure, or if they're different for each figure. Maybe I've got about 150 of them next door. Maybe I should open them all, go through and have a look. But yeah, so these are the cards that came with it. So I've got Dark Order. I've got
Butcher yellow card.
Butcher. And a Matt Hardy. So nice. Yeah, I don't know if they're any good or not.
I think there's a whole series of like you get variations. So you've got those yellow branded cards, and there's blue ones, and there's other variants.
Right. Okay.
I've steered away from it because I know I'd have to have them all and get all different variations and stuff. So I can't do it.
But yeah, so those 3 cards came in my Brody Lee. I don't know. Let me know if you've bought a Brody Lee. Let me know what cards you've got. Did you get the same 3? Did you get different ones? The only other thing I want to talk about on the subject of cards is I am starting to go down that rabbit hole. As you might have guessed, I've just broken open a figure just to get the cards. Cards. So I've got Topps Chrome cards. There's like a 1 of 99 Sheamus. I've got some signed NXT cards, Adam Cole and Pete Dunne. I've also got a box full of all WWF cards. Yeah, it's getting a bit out of control, if I'm honest. So yeah, that's my collection catch up for this week. Yeah, just starting another collection, which isn't good news, really, is it?
Nice. I didn't know you were a card collector like that. I've got a couple of full series of the old cards there. And whenever I buy anything off eBay and stuff, people tend to put 1 or 2 cards in the packets. It's like a nice thank you. I just throw them away, Johnny. I should be asking you. Sorry about that.
Well, maybe you should be asking eBay as well, because that's why I'm starting to get into it, because massive investors are getting into the sports card game, have been for the last couple of years. Baseball cards, NFL cards. I think American sports starting to be massively invested in cards wise. So maybe I'm kind of hedging my bets and thinking wrestling might go that way one day.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Right. Do you want me to go then?
Yeah, Sean, go on then, mate.
So amazingly, I think I've bought one thing since the last podcast. Just one thing. This little beauty look. You might recognise it. Fresh out Wrestle HQ. Now, amazingly, I didn't already have this.
So I've got a question for Johnny on this figure, because me and you spoke about this figure many years ago, and you wanted this for a long time. What happened?
Well, ask Sean, because he came, and what did I say to you, Sean? It's not for sale.
He did say it's not for sale, and I did some some outrageous laugh, and everybody's got a price. I
Aluminium.
won't do it in case it goes horribly wrong, but it was $1 Million Man style laugh, and it was like everybody's got a price. So yeah, I had to prize it out of his fingers. But yeah, it's a really good figure. He'll get another one.
Yeah, he will.
It's just fine it with the hat and with the jacket. That's the thing. But yeah, I'm happy for you to have it, because guess what? I'll be taking it back at the end of this episode, so I won't worry too much about it.
Yeah, so there's me out of pocket then. Yeah, it's a really cool figure. You don't see it very often. Obviously, Johnny does get everything in at least once or twice. But this is the first time I've ever seen it, and I jumped at the chance. So yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem, mate. No problem. Enjoy for the next 25 minutes or so. Nick, how about you?
Again, mate, quiet month for me, really. It's been an odd one, but it's been kind of nice not to spend about £500 with you. So I hope you're feeling it and I'm not. But on a serious note, I did get a couple of bits. I did get one bit from you, which the Ultimate Ric Flair, which is, I've actually still got my other one boxed. So it's cool to actually have that in hand. I've not seen him in person, so it's cool. They've done really well with the jacket and stuff. It's awesome. Yeah. Really nice. The only other bits I've got are the Mania set. Everyone's got all of those now, but I was a bit late to the party, but got the Sean and stuff. So yeah, that's cool. And then randomly got a James Ellsworth Elite, but I saw it come up boxed on Facebook, so I was like, that would be cool for a custom, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. It's been more sort of buying parts and pieces for customs.
Yeah, so quiet week for everyone, really. But like I say, quiet weeks don't necessarily mean cheap weeks. I mean, that Stone Cold alone,
yeah, definitely,
is very expensive. Nick, you've had a quiet week, but you still managed to buy what, 5 or 6 figures there. Yeah, replacing this dude wasn't cheap. Yeah, so even there you go.
Parts for customs can be expensive as well. That's the irony. You buy some figures for like 20, 25 just for some legs.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But there you go. So our collections are slowly developing. Mine's starting to come on now. I'm just looking up there on my shelf and I'm feeling pretty happy with it. I don't know what I'm going to go for next, but only time will tell. Right, we're going to jump into some of the stuff that you guys have picked up as we head over to the Hall of Fame. You got your suits this week, lads? You forgot again.
It's on under my hoodie.
Oh, okay. Like a homeless Clark Kent. Right, brilliant. See you there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hall of Fame. Now, just before we get into it, it is actually going to be the Hall of Fame. What, tomorrow as we record this? Would it be the Hall of Fame? Are they doing it the day before Mania?
Yeah, it's normally the day before, isn't it? So it'll be Friday, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow as we record this. So the Undertaker's going in the Hall of Fame. What do we think? Do we think he deserves it?
Coco Beware deserved it.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite on the level of Coco Beware, but if they're going to put, they put anyone in these days, don't they? That's the problem. They just chuck anyone in. I did see something quite funny as well, just while we're on the Hall of Fame's topic. And it might be misquoting her, and maybe I'll feel bad.
I think we've all seen it. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Nikki Bella's like really looking forward to Vader's speech at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I mean that would be a turn up for the books. To be fair,
what a comeback!
Yeah, that would be a hell of a comeback. But Vader's going in the Hall of Fame.
Well,
about time. So yeah, enjoy the Hall of Fame, everyone.
Steiners?
Oh, Steiners. Yeah. Are we going to get figures?
I hope so.
Get figures. That's every time people are kind of welcome back into the fold of WWE. We're also automatically like, yeah, but are they going to get a figure? But yeah. So there you go. But the more important Hall of Fame is obviously the Collector Cast Hall of Fame. And this week, our inductee is Mr. Mark Caulfield. Congratulations, Mark. Let's give him a round of applause. Mark submitted a picture of a picture. So it was a signed Rey Mysterio photograph. from one of the WrestleManias. I can't remember which actually. I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. Hand signed. Now, the reason that I picked this was there was a lot of other good entries. Some people got loads of stuff and really cool figures and all that, as always. The reason that this has gone into the Hall of Fame, it's one of only 36 of this particular print. So that makes it rare. It's signed, but also he got it for 35 quid posted, which I thought was like,
cashback.
That's a hell of a deal. So that's what we're all about, isn't it? It's kind of like that goes into the Hall of Fame because, like, what a haul! Like, awesome, well done. So there you go, something different into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Mark, on being our 4th inductee into the Hall of Fame. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Custom Corner, the part of the show that we just talk about everything customs. We've got two what I would class as expert customizers with us, as always, in Nick and Sean. So I'm just going to let them take over. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I am starting to get the itch, collecting some customs and all that because of these guys. But as far as expertise, I know nothing. So I'm just going to hand over to you guys and find out what you've been up to this week. So, Sean, I believe, or Nick, who's going first? Was it Nick? We'll hand over to Nick. Go for Nick. Go for Nick.
So this week's been pretty interesting for me. I've had the head gimmick stuff is picking up here in the UK with me and Mark. Done a lot of orders this week, printing 3D heads. A lot of interest on some of that stuff. There's some new stuff forthcoming. The website's still in the works, so I'm not going to use it as a sales pitch, but we are still working on a website to get stuff happening for everyone in the UK. But Mark's had a few new bits, but figure-wise for my collection, I've kind of been a bit lapsed this past few weeks, but working on a few bits. So I'll flick over to my second camera as I normally do. So go from left to right. We've got an elite scale Giant Gonzalez, which was done by a good friend of mine and another really good customizer, a guy called David Outerside. Really nice guy, but he does some really cool pieces, and I saw that he'd done a Giant Gonzalez in the past, and we spoke about it, and I was like, well, I would like to get Showstopper to do it, but I know he's madly backlogged, and I didn't really want to, for lack of better words, copy Sean, because I know Sean's got 2 really cool Giant Gonzalez in his collection. So I thought I'd just maybe do something different. So me and David kind of collaborated on this. So it's basically a big show body with some tool taker boots, and then we've got a Tom Veg head. So I think Sean, you used Jack's heads on yours, if I remember correctly. Most people did. I don't think there's been many options, but this is actually a sculpted 3D printed Tom Veg head from Retro Wrestling Revolution, I think his name is. We'll put his tag up on here. Hand painted by myself. That was really fun to get the painting done on that. And again, we'll put up some close-up pictures and stuff. Did some cool skin tone matching to get his kind of skin tone to look realistic compared to the body. He does tower over Andre the Giant. Again, I'll send some pictures over as well, which is cool. So his scale's really good. Obviously, Kane is like 7 foot plus, but he even looks small in comparison to him standing there. So just another really obscure, stupid 90s character that's never going to get a figure. In the middle, we've got the Kane Ultimate Edition. I've been trying to focus myself on trying to push myself to do more things that are challenging. I did speak to Showstopper about the Giant Gonzalez, just going back to him, and he was like, there's no reason why you couldn't do it yourself. But I do go through these small stages, just having a bit of self-doubt and kind of thinking like that's above my skill set, or maybe that's a bit too beyond me. But I think there's merit in having that kind of mentality, because you do keep yourself grounded and you keep humbled in your own ability. But it does also kind of restrict you from doing anything different and doing different output. So I really wanted to do this Kane head paint. I'd seen a few other people do it on 101, Wrestling 101 on Facebook. I know a guy called CMW, really good customizer, does some really cool stuff. He was like the initial inspiration. And just, thought, you know what, I've got a spare Ultimate head. I've got one in the bundle, and I was going to do it, give it a go anyway. I'm just really pleased with how it came out. It's not looking great on the video here, but again, we'll get some pictures up. But just having that darker red mask, the sort of differentiating from the actual red of the skin suit, just makes him look more realistic and more menacing.
Yeah, he always did have a darker red mask as well, didn't he? It was always like, because he wore the same mask all the time, so it was like sweat and all that kind of thing. It stained it essentially.
Yeah, I guess like hair gel and hair water and stuff like that. And I think he did have he's had numerous different masks, but I think I remember the mask from that time being really dark. I think the first 97 mask was really bright, but then from 98 onwards, it was a lot more of a darker red.
Yeah, if you there's a show, what's it called?
Is it Evils? Is that
Lost Treasures, wasn't it? I think
Lost Treasures. That's it. Yeah, where they talk about the Kane masks. That's where I've got that from. Like he said that he only ever really had a handful of masks, and they just gradually got darker and darker because he's just wearing them all the time, and there was like sweat stains and just getting minging basically. That's why it got darker and darker.
Yeah, it's like the Foley mask. If you look back on Foley's Mankind mask, I'm going to go off topic, but that was really bright brown, and then sort of towards the end it was almost black, like it was really dark, covered in sweat and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, it just really insinuates his figure. I do want to do the other head scan because it's got two. I'm going to give the hair a black wash as well, just to take a bit of that brown down, because his hair wasn't really that bright brown when obviously his cane. I did see Mac Decals is doing an inverted Ultimate Edition on Instagram. Looks pretty cool. I bought another cane Ultimate to do that. Not copying him by any means, but it was just something I saw that looks really awesome. He's done a great deal on that. It looks going to probably look really good when he's finished with it. So I just thought I wouldn't mind doing the same because it's just a cool look, the inverted sort of black and red rather than the red and black. And then the last one is a commission piece that I've done for Brad, who mentioned on the last video, who was talking to me about the Undisputed Era red and greens. I promised him I'd do this for him months ago, completely forgot about it. Got wrapped up in my own customs, and we kind of revisited it. And yeah, just another kind of simple custom that's a bit more accurate to the Mattel release. Shouts again to Mac Decals. I know we love him on the podcast. A great guy, does really awesome work. Check him out.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Scottish bloke. He supplied the decals for this. So again, like I printed these myself, and he's always been really helppful and giving me guidance on how to apply decals and stuff like that. And again, it's another thing for me, really challenging doing decals. I never really, it's 50-50 whether you're going to get them perfect. They can take almost, I don't know if Sean would agree, but I think they're almost harder than actually painting the figure sometimes. And doing decals is actually more stress than actually painting that cane mask, which you would think would be way more tricky with making sure the paint aligns to the lines, stuff like that. But getting a decal on and getting it to set and making sure it sits flat, and then obviously making sure it's on there and painting the edges so it all seals in. I mean, for this one, obviously, I'll just flip him around. His decals do go all the way around, so he does have all of the tight logos and the logo, HBK logo on the back. So he's all done, and I had to paint all of his arm sleeves longer, so they're the right size, and he's got his DX logos on there. So base figure is just a standard. I think it was the black tights Shawn Michaels that come with the European title from way back. He doesn't have a head because the customer, Brad's going to put his own head on there. So, but yeah, it was just a real fun piece of work to just do that and get those decals on there.
Do you think Brad's head might be a bit big to go on there?
What, his actual head?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to him, mate. This is a piece of art. So if he wants to have his own head on it, he can do what he wants, can't he? It's open to interpretation, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah, you can do whatever you want with your own collection, can't you? I wouldn't stop taking your head off.
I think, in all seriousness, he's going to go with one of the Ultimate Edition heads, the spare one that come with Sean. So he's going to plop that on there. But yeah, just another piece to kind of test myself, and I really do want to try and get better at things that I always find a bit daunting, like decals. They're just not fun, and they're real frustration. And it's I find it such a roulette of how they work out when you're working on them, and it's difficult to get them to come out nice. But this actually came out really good. Really pleased with it, and he's chuffed with it as well. So
nice.
Other than that, it's been printing and painting heads, which are all custom commissioned, so they're all gone out in the post. So nothing more from me, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it still, and I'm actually really enjoying sharing the knowledge with people, which I never thought would be something that I would ever be able to do, or the fact that people would even come to me for advice or questions, or let alone paying for paints and prints. It's very humbling.
Nice. Well, they look good, mate. I like the look of that cane. That's definitely something I need doing on mine to make it look a bit more realistic.
And I'm going to gloss the boots, because we spoke about that. I forgot that. We'll gloss the boots because he's got to have glossy boots, right?
Yeah, definitely. Love those glossy boots. Sean, how about you, mate? You been busy?
Yeah, so I've been backfilling all of the ones that we talked about in an earlier episode, which went off to live in their new forever home. So I'm having to slowly replace all of those ones. So there's nothing too exciting to show from what I've been working on, apart from I had a big shipment of decals turn up from Curb Stomp. So I've been going through and applying decals myself all week, but they're not quite ready to show. So I'll show them in a different episode. But what I wanted to show today, a big shout out to a guy called Chris Hargrove. So he runs Chargrove Customs on Instagram, so you should definitely check out his work. So obviously I don't have enough time in the day to make figures for myself, so I have to outsource sometimes. These are amazing. So there's a few to show, but I'll show them all one at a time. So this is Brian Christopher, Too Sexy, from his Too Cool days. So clean. I mean, those dots are just absolutely incredible. I don't know whether they're decals or he literally sits with a brush and just does every single little dot on there, but his work is crazy good. So I'm really pleased with that. So clean. Good. Really clean. Yeah.
You're going to get a Scott Taylor to go with that?
I have a Scott Taylor already. It's behind me. He's in like a bluey colour. You might be able to see him somewhere.
We'll put a picture up. Just send me a picture of it. Sean.
Yeah, I'll put a picture up so I don't have to keep turning around and look at the back of my head. But yeah, I've got one of him. Next, topical, the Hall of Famers.
Oh, nice.
Diner Brothers. Again, the work on these decals, hand painted, whatever he's done, just so good. Good use of the Karma torso that came out recently. Cool. But again, they're just the fantastic figures. I mean, even if Mattel was to make them, I'm not sure they would necessarily do a better job, to be honest. These are outstanding. Really
they almost look factory, don't they? They're really nice.
Yeah, I mean, the finish on them right down to the chest hair, which again, we'll put pictures of, but just so good. I mean, it absolutely hits it up, knocks it out of the park every time. Here is 98, 99 Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, again, just absolutely awesome. I have changed the head on this, so if he is watching, cool. There was nothing against the head he did. It was just I already had this spare head over from, I think it's a Tom Begg work. But again, so clean, if almost factory made. I can't, not a single fault with any of them. His work is so good. And lastly, we've actually got a bit of a chase. So we've got two Adam Bombs. So again, we've got, I think they're both sort of a heel version of him. I think when Adam Bomb went face, he wore more of a blue colour singlet. But again, these two here, bit of variant between the two. Paints obviously all the detail on there, hand paint decals, whatever it is. It's just absolutely outstanding work, really. So good. So yeah, massive shout out to this guy. So if you're looking to get anything done yourself, or you just like looking at custom figures, go check out his Instagram. It's chargrove.customs, I believe. His work's insanely good. You know how high my standards are. I'm such a fanny when it comes to this sort of stuff, but when I see people's work like that, you know, I almost beg them to do customs for me.
I'll stick his Instagram up on the video so people can check that out.
So awesome. Yeah, thanks for that. Awesome.
Some really good stuff there. That Jeff Jarrett is kind of my year as well, late 90s. Very good. I like it.
Yeah.
What's the guitar? Is the guitar just a standard Mattel guitar, or is it something else?
That is a very good question. I assumed it was a standard Mattel release, but now looking at it, it doesn't break apart, which makes me think possibly not. Could be a Jack's guitar, maybe.
Those ones that break apart are so annoying. Like if you took it out of his hand, you'd be screwed right now.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the exact problem I was talking about.
Like Austin was going to make his way to the ring.
Hall of Fame.
Very cool. Yeah. Oh, there he is again.
Infuriating.
Very cool. Some really good work there, guys. Well done. The cane, I'm going to probably need you to do something similar to mine. I'm going to send off my Triple H to Mac. He's going to sort the trousers out for me as well. And he sent me a picture of a really cool thing he did with the arms. He cut the sleeves off the jacket and put the molded jacket sleeves on. Just looked a bit better. So I'll probably send him that to do that for me. But yeah, awesome. Great work. Right, let's head on over to possibly the most tense part of the show, the final road to WrestleMania. Let's do it. Okay, so here we are on the road to WrestleMania. As this goes out, it is WrestleMania weekend, the most stupendous WrestleMania ever. Sean's looking like, what's he on about? That is genuinely what they're branding it as. The most
stupid WrestleMania ever.
Yeah. Because it's the road to WrestleMania, before we dive in, what are we actually... has anyone actually paid any attention to what's going on at WrestleMania? Are we going to be watching it? How are we feeling? What's the general...
I'm not going to watch it live. I might retrospectively watch it in the week or check the results, but the only thing that's really piquing me is Cody, and I'm really hoping he's not going to be there. Other than that, there's nothing else on the card that's really... I mean, Austin and Owens.
Yeah, it's not even a match, is it? It's just going to be a segment. I imagine they're probably going to... Austin's going to stun at Owens, I'd imagine.
How about you? What do you think?
I can't help it. Every single time, every damn year, I'm like, this sucks. But then as it gets closer and closer, I'm like, it's WrestleMania. I can't wait. It's WrestleMania. And I'll watch it. And every time I'm like, that was awful. But I'll just...
that was worth it.
I'll forget about it and then do it again the next year. So yeah, that's where I'm at again. Yeah, I find myself in the same place. I'm like, yeah, I am actually looking forward to it now, despite the fact there's not a lot to look forward to. It's kind of like Christmas, isn't it? It's like, well, you know, I'm too old to be excited about this now, but for some reason every year I am. Anyway, yeah, so I'll be watching it. I don't know if I'll watch it live. Maybe I will. Maybe one night of it I will. Who knows?
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe watching one. It's nothing exciting for me. The Rumble I used to get excited for, because they used to wheel out all the legends, didn't they? And everyone used to come back, and there was some surprises. This year was terrible for that. WrestleMania is just full of celebrities this year, which aren't really appealing to me. It's criminal that they've got guys like Ricochet and Bella not on there and everything. But whatever.
Yeah,
just another pay-per-view, isn't it?
I think you hit the nail on the head there with Rumble. It's kind of the thing about the Royal Rumble, and they've even kind of stripped the Royal Rumble of this now, is the element of surprise. If they just left everything to surprise at WrestleMania, if, you know, we knew nothing about Cody potentially returning to WWE, and then he did, that would be massive. Now we're kind of like, oh, Cody's probably going to return, because we've heard about
Hardy's return was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the first time in a long time they did that, and that was it was awesome. But it used to be all the time. It's the internet, isn't it? The internet spoiled it. But yeah, anyway, more importantly, it is our road to WrestleMania figure challenge, and it's the last week. For anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, we've had a challenge going for the last 4 episodes. For the last 3 episodes, it's the 4th, where we choose our favorite and our least favorite WrestleMania figures of all time across all different lines. The scores as it stands are, because last week we haven't counted the scores up yet. Before last week, we were all level on 8 points each. After last week's, and the votes are in, we are on... Sean is on 14 points. I am on 12 points. And Nick is on 9 points. So it's all to play for, because essentially we will have a winner, but what we don't want to be is the loser who lose, because that means that the other two get to choose something from their collection just for absolutely free. So it's all to play for. However, I've decided, and I haven't told you two this, but we're going to be doing double points for this last episode. So it's all or nothing. Blowing the whole thing wide open.
Sneaky toe rag.
It's double points. So without further ado, let's just get on with it. There are some serious figures on the line here. I've got my eye on... Well, Sean, if it's you, you know what I'm taking off you. I've already told you today. I'm taking that Austin back off you that you just bought off me. Nick, I'm torn between a couple, but I'll keep that. I'll play my cards close to my chest on that one. And I'm assuming you two are conspiring to take off
those Rock Ultimates, yeah.
And just eBay them.
I'm just
watch me bid on my own figures on eBay or something.
I just can't believe you kept the double points thing until now. I'd have kept my black-haired Ric Flair for this one.
Well, you should always be on your guard.
Okay.
There could be any one of us at the bottom of the pile. Right, kicking off. Who wants to go first? Any volunteers?
I think I went last time, so should I go first this time?
Yes, and you did well. You did well getting that out this time as well, because
I think it was last or first last or something last time.
Worst.
Well, I'll go worst. I'll go worst as well.
I'll go worst. Yeah. So I've got my teeth in the right way tonight. So, right. Okay. So my best. Are we starting with best?
Yeah, we'll start with best.
So I've gone for the Rey Mysterio Champions of Wrestlemania. It's not really a 2-pack. It's sort of an accessory pack, I guess. So it's by Jax. So it's the old Ruthless Aggression style Rey Mysterio, and it comes with a mask. Why are you laughing? Who doesn't want a Rey Mysterio mask?
It's shite.
It's not. That's fantastic. Look at the mask. Why wouldn't you want that?
Oh, Sean, it's double points, mate. What have you done?
No, I'm standing by this. Look at that. It comes with a mask. Look how detailed it is.
Right, I'm sorry. I'm willing to hear your justification, and you can win me over. It's happened before.
Kids love that. Look at it. That's great. And it's got a picture of Ray on there as well and everything.
The figure doesn't even match the reference picture on the box either. Is it not Silver Surfer Ray on the box, and he's wearing black?
Doesn't matter what's on the box. It doesn't matter what's on the box. Forget what I've just said.
Here we go.
I didn't know it was double points week. I thought I had it in the bag with all the other ones. Oh, look at that door. It comes with a mask. What kid wouldn't want that? You dress up as your own superhero, whatever it is, superstar.
Do you reckon it's the only figure that comes with a mask?
No, I think
there was a whole set of these, isn't there?
But there's more. That's worse. No, there's loads of them.
No, come on, Johnny. Let me paint the picture for you.
Go on then.
The year is 1994.
Right.
You walk into Toys R Us. You see a figure on the box, not this one, just talking generally.
I was going to say
you see a picture of you see a figure of your favorite figure, and it comes with a mask, and you can dress up as them. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? That's every child's dream.
Johnny, if you
no way back to 94, it's because you'd have been a child then, of course.
If you went into Smith's and you saw the Batman figure, and it came with a Batman gimp mask like that, would you buy it to wear it?
Is that a trick question? Is that a trick question?
It's a valid question.
Yeah, genuinely, it would depend how good the mask was.
Let's not half size. You couldn't even wear it. Would you still buy
it? No, probably not.
These are for children. Think of the children.
Okay. Well, wow.
That's your best one. What's the worst? You've got to redeem yourself now, mate.
Wow. I don't know. There, some of the belters you've put out the last couple of weeks, I think you've had them the wrong way around. Look, for anybody who's going to listen to this and vote, just think this is aimed at children, and you can dress up like Rey Mysterio. That was what I was going for with that. But the worst one, this will absolutely redeem it.
Hold on. We need to all do our best ones, don't we?
We doing it that way?
We do.
We do it that way?
Is that how we normally do it?
No, we normally do the best and worst.
Oh, do we?
We can shake it up for the final one.
You do your worst one. Do your worst.
No, I feel like I need to save that till last.
Okay, well, I'll do our best ones then. So I'll go next then, should I?
Yeah.
I've gone plain and simple. I'm not trying to overcomplicate it. I haven't gone for a bloody mask with it or anything like that. I've gone for the WrestleMania set, Shawn Michaels from not this WrestleMania set, the one before, with the Paul Ellering builder figure. I think for me this is the best Shawn Michaels figure. And it's a WrestleMania figure, so how could we possibly leave it out? I think it's really good. The accessories are great. Love the jacket. Clean, simple. Don't even have to justify it. It's just a great figure. Really good figure. I haven't even got that much to say about it other than it's brilliant. So, and you two, you can't even argue. So there you go.
I've only got one. I've got one gripe with it by getting it in person is the glasses are terrible in person when you put them on. Well,
they're not meant for you, mate. They wouldn't fit you. No, of course they're not going to fit you.
They were so small. I was trying to.
It's all right. It's not as good as the Michaels I had a few episodes ago, but it's all right.
I think it's brilliant. Look at the picture on the box, and then look at the figure. It's the exact same.
Not really. It doesn't come with anything you can wear. Imagine you're a child and you're like, oh, how do I look like Shawn Michaels? You're going to have to go and get some out your mum's wardrobe.
Some kid-sized chaps.
Just for this last episode of it, all of a sudden gone for, well, they're only good figures if they've got something you can dress up with.
Yes. It's interactive, isn't it? That's...
He knows. He knows. Look at him. He knows.
No, right.
He's lost. He's lost.
Again, put yourself in the mind of a child. I'm sitting here playing with my toys and my Rey Mysterio mask, having a whale of a time. Or I can go up and put on my mirrored chaps. Sit here, play with my Shawn Michaels figure. No, because it doesn't come with them. Problem solved. Mask, Rey Mysterio.
Mirrored chaps.
Nice. That sounds like a band. Right, Nick, what's your best one?
I've chosen the WrestleMania Heritage Series Undertaker figure. It's a fairly old one now, and I think we've had a few re-releases since then, but I think it's the first kind of throwback Taker figure. Just one of those cool, again, iconic characters. Time, the grey gloves, the ginger face, all that sort of stuff. I think the entrance great. Ginger face. I think the entrance greats before it was equally as good, but I think it had a few more accessories. So it's cool that he could have had the tie, but as an elite figure over a basic, I enjoyed this figure, and it was one I looked to pick up when I first started collecting. It's really cool, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I've got gripes. I've got issues with it, and I will highlight them. Believe me, I'll highlight them. The stakes are high, so I'm gonna highlight them if that's all right.
Is it his ginger face? Is that what it is?
I've got nothing against faces. No, that's just you. Remember, if there's any guys with ginger faces in there, I mean, my beard. My wife does sometimes say it's ginger, but so yeah, I find that offensive. And if anyone else finds it offensive, remember not to vote for Nick. But it's, again, on the box, it's got the tie. This is supposed to be an elite figure.
Fair.
Step up. We already had the entrance greats, which was a basic, and that had the tie. I actually prefer the head on that one as well. This one didn't even have the tie. And I also hate the coat. It's just like, I hate those coats. But it is a good figure.
I think for its time when it came out, it was a very good figure. But I think if we compare them to what they've done since,
we've had the Decade of Domination one, haven't we, since then? And that one's really cool. Similar era. Good, solid choice.
Nothing there you can wear, is there?
Jacket.
You could use the box as a hat.
No, you're just not ticking the boxes.
No, you're right though. It is a line that more and more wrestling figure makers are going down. You've got the figure. Some of them, like we saw before, come with cards, and then it's wearable accessories for the buyer as well. So, like the new AEW line is fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So Sean, you're onto something there, I think. You're not getting away with this. There's no way.
Your choices are so poor this week. It's literally, mine's the best of the three. And remember as well, mine comes 10 or so years before both of yours. It's a good figure as well.
I thought you were going to say, and remember as well, mine comes with a mask.
No, we've established there's a mask there, haven't we?
Apparently so. Okay, because I feel like it was a bit of a kind of, I don't know, a bit of a weak effort for the last one. Let's hope that our worst WrestleMania figures are going to make up for it. Who's going to go first on these ones? Should we go back around?
Sean's got to put it out of the bag, isn't he, now, after that?
Yeah, so you go first then, Nick. We'll go in reverse order then. I'll save mine.
For Nick and then...
Yeah, fair. So my choice is, and I think I remember seeing this in shops when I was a kid, it's the WrestleMania 14 Bone Cruncher Triple H figure. Why is he wearing a waistcoat for a start? I don't remember ever him wearing a waistcoat, let alone at WrestleMania 14. And why has it got HHH on the side? I mean, I know that's who he is, but like, why is he wearing a waistcoat? Is the key point.
A picture of Austin on the box with a waistcoat on.
Yeah, like Austin. Austin doesn't have one that says Austin on the side.
I know, it's funny. It's funny.
Like the only people on the box wearing waistcoats are not the figure that's included, because Sean's even wearing a waistcoat if you look closer as well.
Yeah.
Head scan, I mean, yeah, for its time, you know who he is, but again, he's not DX Triple H on the picture either, but that's nitpicking. But yeah, just for me, I remember seeing it and thinking, he doesn't wear a waistcoat, and even if he did, he wouldn't have HHH in like Comic Sans on the side. Like, why is he wearing a waistcoat? So just really baffling. But I think around this time there was a lot of Jacks that just had weird random accessories. I'm sure there's a Shawn Michaels in this line that's weird, and I think he's got chaps but no jacket, if I remember correctly. But yeah, waistcoat, HHH on the side, not DX on the box. The two people on the box wearing waistcoats aren't the figure. Yeah, but I remember also thinking it was dreadful and wanting it drastically as a kid. So like, yeah, it's an odd one.
Yeah, Triple H has had a bad rap on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
he's had a lot of bad figures. Right,
time for him, is it?
That is a bad figure. And look at it, $5.99, $6 for that. It's horrible. Oh, the picture you sent that is, by the way, that's the price in the corner. So that's a reflection of it. But who's going to pay for that? Look at it. Horrible. That's a good choice.
Still hold their value. I think that's probably still like a £15-20 figure still, if you wanted to find it mocked like that. Not but I would want it.
It's horrible.
Okay, right. So my turn. Now, I'd like to just, maybe I shouldn't do this, but I'd like to just preface this with the fact that as a kid, I actually loved these figures. But looking at them now, dear me, it's the WrestleMania 17. God.
Why does he look like he's serenading him? Like
it's the Dancing on Ice special. Strictly wrestling. Finishing moves. WrestleMania 17. The Rock and Triple H. Now
look at it.
They didn't even fight at WrestleMania 17, did they?
No, it was Rock and Austin.
Look at it.
There's so much going on here to take away.
Yeah.
Look at the Rock. Look at the positioning of the Rock.
Well,
in the box.
We're gonna have to put. Let me highlight the bodies. So the bodies, they're both like so skinny because they've done the articulation for the finishing moves. I remember as a kid, I really liked these figures, but at the same time, I love the Rock. I hated the face. He's got that face where he's doing the rock bottom or whatever he's doing. Hated that. Triple H's hair is when he's doing the pedigree. Like,
looks like
for when they're doing the finishing moves. Let's give Rock that face when he's doing the rock bottom. Let's put Triple H's hair up as if he's going down doing the pedigree. But then they've put them in the box. Just doing like some sort of Kama Sutra crap. I don't know. Like
Triple H looks like he's Ghost Rider.
It's awful. It's awful. So yeah, I mean, again, and no elbow pads.
There's so much going on.
No knee pads. Yeah.
No clothes, no pants.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. So that's my choice. There you go.
Well played, sir. Well played. It looks like Triple H, if you look at it, like he's got high heel boots on as well. At a glance. He's got like knee high boots on.
Awful.
It's just really odd.
It's shocking. And it's another Triple H.
Yeah. We've really done him dirty.
Yeah.
Another Triple H. Well, on that note.
No.
On that note, I've gone for WrestleMania Double Slam 4 2-pack of the one and only Triple H and Billy Gunn. Now again, let's start with the easy one. We've got Triple H with added forehead. I'm not even entirely sure what is happening there. I mean, that is just. And actually, I remember as a kid seeing these with the real scan technology and everything, thinking the Triple H's look quite good. But I mean, that is just, it's horrible. I don't know what they've done there.
Looks like Austin with long hair.
Yeah, it's not great. But really, that isn't where the focus should be on this 2-pack, is it? Because next to him we've got the sort of orange variant Billy Gunn. I mean, I'm not being funny, but I know Billy Gunn was tanned, but what is that? Who saw that and went, that looks about right? Like, look at him. He is literally orange. That is
radioactive.
So he has a tiny little head with some weird sort of scrunched up face expression. His hair's yellow and his body is bright orange. He does come with knee pads, but look at it. Again, Triple H and Billy Gunn can't have been too dissimilar in colour in real life, can they?
No. I mean, if you look at the reference pictures on the box, skin tone wise, they're not far off each other, are they?
Yeah, I mean, he looks like Samoan. Like, what? What is that? So,
a small tidbit of information as well. I don't think you've both seen it, but if you zoom in and look on his chest, he's got Mr. BA on his chest. Because back in the day, he couldn't be called Mr. Ass because that's a swear word. So they called him Mr. BA.
Yeah, I don't think that's the worst thing.
That's probably only.
I was literally blinded by the colour of skin. I mean, yeah, this has got to redeem. So you didn't like the Rey Mysterio, but this has got to pick me up points this week.
Well, I mean, it's terrible. I don't know if it's worse than Strictly Come Wrestling, but it's close. It's close between all three of us actually for the worst one, I think. Yeah. So again, double points. So essentially, if Nick took 6 points from each, any of us could win and any of us could lose essentially. So it's all on this week.
I'm just looking at that picture of that 2-pack and I've got the Titanic scene of like DiCaprio going, "Paint me like one of your French girls."
Yeah, I mean, it's
maybe like one of your fence panels. It's terrible.
That's Billy Gunn, isn't it? The right tone for it.
Yeah, Billy Gunn looks like he's just covered in Ronseal, doesn't he?
It's got the mahogany vibes going on. Yeah,
awful. But you know what? We laugh about this, and we've done this whole series, and it's the end of it now for the WrestleMania figures. But there's so much nostalgia there, isn't there? That's the thing. While they're awful, again, the one I've picked as a kid, I absolutely loved those figures. Like I just remember having them. I had a Jericho and there was a Kurt Angle one, a couple of others as well. Kane and Undertaker. I think they were in an even more compromising position in the box as well, if I remember rightly.
Were they 69 in Tombstone?
Yeah. So it's while we're slating all this stuff, we love it really. But good luck to you both. But I don't really mean it.
Solid choices, lads. Solid choices.
Yeah. So we'll put it to a vote in the group, guys. Remember, this vote matters. Vote for what you genuinely think should win, and we'll see.
I'm going to vote for you this week, even though I'm in the competition. I have to vote for that.
Okay, so there you go. The road to WrestleMania is over. We've finally arrived. It's WrestleMania weekend. When this goes out, WrestleMania is probably already happening. So yeah, hope you are enjoying it, and we will see you all next time. Peace out.